بل هم قوم.
Beautiful. Now if you were to stop at the meme, this one here, as a, not just continuing, so you'll have to stop. أيوة, proper recitation. أيوة, بس give, so these two would be identical. معايا.
بل هم قوم.
أيوة. أيوة. بل هم قوم. قوم. هذه, you have to have that غنة in there. طيب. Okay. Any question on these? طيب. الحمد لله. Now we go into inshallah. This is among the easy ones. When you have a noon or a meme with a shadda. And this is so common in the Quran. A lot of ayat have a noon, especially the noon with the shadda and the meme with the shadda. So anytime you encounter these, so in this ayah, for example, إن الله على كل شيء قدير, or فيومئذ لا يسأل عن ذنبه إنس ولا جان. Okay. So anytime you encounter these, you have to have the hukm is going to be what? Somebody knows this? What's the hukm? You're going to have to do ghunna. You're going to have to do ghunna. And the ghunna here is very strong. Okay, very, very strong. So we don't want to say inna. It's as if I'm using here. Inna. I don't want to do inna. It's inna. You close completely everything and let everything come out from the nose. Inna. I remember distinctly Sheikh Ayman Suwaid doing literally the same. In complete closure. Complete closure. You close your nose, it completely fades away. You shouldn't listen to anything that comes out. Okay? So inshallah we're going to do this, and now that we know some of the other ahkam, so we want to be kind of particular with these. Okay, we're no longer kind of ignoring some of the ahkam. So on this inshallah azza wa jal, if somebody can just recite this, maybe we'll start with Sister Salma. MashaAllah. This I want a little bit kind of more. وهذه الغنة a little bit stronger. I know mashallah your voice is a little bit calm, but a little bit more effort there. الله يفتح عليك. ما شاء الله. والله very good. عثمان.
إن الله على كل شيء قدير.
شيء
قدير.
ما شاء الله. أخت منى. Yeah, we haven't talked about mufakham muraqaq, so that's good. But mashallah, the ikhfa was very good, and the here the ghunna was very, very good. Sister Ajara. Inna. MashaAllah, MashaAllah, Khut Ajara, very, very good. Saad. MashaAllah, this was excellent. بس هنا I want you to let go of the throat. كله من النوز حلو. ما شاء الله. ما شاء الله, that's very, very good. Faraj, I know you just came, so just be ready inshallah. Hussam, if you will.
إن الله على كل شيء قدير.
MashaAllah, this is beautiful. But Hussam, a little bit on this. Inna. أيوة. Inna. Thank you. أيوة, MashaAllah. Yeah, just a little bit more effort. Tariq, you want to try that? Tariq.
إن الله على كل شيء قدير.
شيء قدير. ما شاء الله. الله يفتح عليك. ما شاء الله. طيب, next one here inshallah. فيومئذ and I'm looking for something here specific inshallah. I want somebody, let's say Usama. تفضل.
فيومئذ
لا
يسأل عن ذنبه إنس ولا جان.
طيب. Few things inshallah. So let's do this inshallah. This was excellent, by the way. your idgham, this merging with the lam, the noon or the tanween that is here completely was absent. That's excellent. فَيَوْمَئِذٍ لَا يُسْأَلُ. Now, this here, this is, what's the hukm, Sama? You know that hukm thing is, I'm sorry, say it again. Well, there is, we're merging, I'm sorry, we are doing ikhfa of this noon under the tha. Okay, so tha. Okay, very good. But you see this here and this, they shouldn't sound the same, because this is seen when the tongue is to the lower jaw or to the lower teeth, and this one here is the tip, so they shouldn't sound the same. So bihi is it shouldn't be the same. But they sounded a little bit the same. For we really want to do this ikhfa training a lot. فإنشاءالله let me try أخت منى. معلش again. Thank you. هذا إنس. أيوة continue. Okay. Somebody else. Somebody else. Let's say Fadi. تفضل. This portion here. Or continue from the beginning إن شاء الله. ما شاء الله. Beautiful. Oh, معلش. Yeah, I do that all the time. I do that all the time. But go back and do this here. Insun, now that you have taken your breath. Very good. Somebody notice something here? This here is a noon with a shadda. So when we stop at it, we don't just say jan. We don't say, it's with a shadda. Insun wala jan. It's not even like the noon with a sukoon type of thing. It's with a shadda. So you really want to put a strong ghunna in there. Jan. And you want to kind of make that emphasis before you let go. Because of that, inshallah. طيب. One thing I noticed, Khutmana, and this is just for a comment for everyone. I noticed that previously when you were doing iqlab, you were kind of leaving a little bit of the opening of the mouth. But on this one you closed. So, which of course, as far as this recitation here is proper. But whatever you choose, you need to be consistent with it. So you cannot, you can choose one or the other method of reciting iqlab, but once you've selected one, you got to be consistent with it throughout. Similar to when we talk about letters of elongation or mudud and so on, you have to be consistent. Whichever you choose, there are multiple options, but whichever you choose, you have to be consistent with it. You cannot just switch, inshallah. طيب, anybody else want to take a shot at this? طيب, let's do this here. Hassan.
إن ربك.
ما شاء الله. That was very good غنة. That was very, very good. ما شاء الله. طارق. النفس. It's النفس supposed to be. النفس again. أيوه. النفس. Thank you. Yes, that makes a difference. عثمان. همت. Allah, Allah. What happened to the meme? شدة يا أخي. We're just talking about the حكم here. غنة. What happened to it? Thank you. همت. أيوة.
همت.
أيوة. This is أما. فlet's طارق.
أما.
ما شاء الله. Very good. That's a very good غنة there. Okay, so keep these in mind, inshallah. All of these, eventually, of course, inshallah, as we move on, we add all of this together. Ranks of ghunna. Okay, this is very, very important. This is, subhanallah, just when was it, 2 or 3 days ago, I was listening to, actually, was it one of the shuyukh, just a lecture I was listening, and he was saying something interesting. You know, if you are, if you're just barely learning something, things are just black or white. You know, when we have very little knowledge, things to us are either halal or haram. But of course, as the fuqaha go into the fiqh aspect, then they realize it's not always just halal haram type of thing, because there are sometimes, you know, there's something called mandub or a preferred, or something called maybe makruh, or something better not to get into, and it's not always just black or white. And that people who are knowledge of something start to realize that. And this is everything in life. I mean, there are many things that we do in life. The moment we go into details and we start to learn about things, we start to learn about gray areas. And so things are not just, even in our, you know, spousal relationships. Prior to marriage, I had a very simplistic way of looking at marriage. After marriage, we now know all the issues that we deal with. I can give a lecture on, you know, how to raise kids prior to you know, having kids. But with the kids now, I know it has a lot of complexity. It's not just, you know, pure straightforward answers that we give. And this is in the field of research, in the field of anything. So now when we deal with this ghunna thing, ghunna are of different levels. And I'm going to go by the classification here, given 4 categories according to the book that we utilize. But I will show you that there are actually 5 ways of doing this, and it does not negate. It's just how you subclassify some of these. So the book that we use actually uses these: a ghunna that is most complete, and a ghunna that is complete, a ghunna that is incomplete, and a ghunna that is most incomplete. This is how they divide it. أكمل, كاملة, ناقصة, or أنقص. 4 levels of ghunna, but there actually could be 5, as you will see in a moment. So let's take just the first level of ghunna. When we have a noon or a meme with a shadda, okay, a noon with a meme or a shadda. So it's not just even a noon by itself will cause, with a sukoon, will cause a ghunna, but now it has a shadda on it. So you're gonna see that it's a very strong ghunna that actually comes out. So a noon or a meme with a shadda actually would cause a very, very strong ghunna. Now, notice here the way this book has classified it. It also tells us that when a noon sakina or a tanween is followed by the letters yanmu. Do you remember yanmu? Yanmu or idgham. When you have the letters that cause merging. Okay. Even we saw even an example of it. You know, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says here, ma law wa'addada. Ma law, tanween followed by a waw. Ma law wa'addada. So this will cause ghunna. And when we have noon mushaddad with a shadda, inna, or mim with a shadda, or amma. So according to this here, what they're saying here is that those are actually of the same level of ghunna. There is actually other references where they divide these, and they actually say that the noon with the mim with the shadda is actually the strongest, because when you have on the letters yanmu, it's not purely from the nose. Because when you say, for example, ma law, something comes from the mouth, and it's not purely from the nose. So it's a little bit lesser level of ghunna. So for those that actually divide ghunna into 5 levels, they divide the most complete ghunna into a very strong and a strong one kind of thing, where one of them is the highest level. They all agree on the highest level, which is noon and mim mushaddada. They all agree with it. But when it comes to yanmu, this our author here classifies it with noon and mim mushaddada, but others, they actually separate them. So that is something, inshallah, to note. But in either case, when you say it, so this here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying famtahinuhun. We see that it's a noon with a shadda. So we will say famtahinuhun. Famtahinuhun. Okay, that's a very strong ghunna that should come out of this. بحجارة من سجيل. بحجارة. See tanween followed by a meme. This meme here actually has a shadda on top of it. So it's a very strong one that we are actually observing. Here, مالا وعددا, this is one of those on ينمو. مالا وعددا, مالا وعددا. So this is another very strong غنة. Here, فمن يعمل. Please do not read this فمن يعمل. Yeah, that's a mistake. فمن يعمل. Where's the غنة there? فمن يعمل. That's wrong. You're doing merging. That's a merge. فمن, because we went from the meme to the ya, so we kind of merged this. فمن يعمل, but we want to do the غنة there. فمن يعمل. فمن يعمل. Is that okay? مثقال ذرة خيرا. And again here, خيرا يره. خيرا يره. As opposed to خيرا يره. That's just merging without غنة, which is of course wrong. There has to be a very strong غنة here. Okay? Just maybe a couple of you inshallah, just so that I hear it from you. Inshallah, somebody on this one. Let's see. أخت منى. فامتحنوهن. معلش. فامتحنوهن. تحنوهن. طيب سعاد. أيوة ما شاء الله. But if you're gonna stop, of course you're not gonna put a fatha on it. فامتحنوهن. تمام. أخذ سلمى بحجارة من سجيل. ما شاء الله. But notice there's إخفاء here. I know it's not the topic, but there's إخفاء. فعيدي لو سمحتي. You see the level, the length that you have put here. That length, that period, that interval should be the same interval as this. They cannot be. They're not different in terms of interval. Meaning the time that elapses. This one, the makhraj is purely from the nose, of course, and this one is an ikhfa. So they would sound different, but the length should be the same. معلش, if you can repeat now. الله يفتح عليك. جميل جميل جميل. Beautiful ما شاء الله. ما لو وعدده. أخونا طارق. ما شاء الله. Give me a better غنة on that. Yeah, I hear a lot of throat thing. معلش. ما لو. أيوة, there you go. There you go. That's better. You want to try it inshallah? ما شاء الله. والله your غنة is beautiful. ما شاء الله عليك. Your غنة is very very good. I noticed it even earlier. ما شاء الله. طيب فادي اقرأ هذا إن شاء الله.
فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره.
طيب. What's the حكم here يا فادي? تنوين. Followed by. So what's the حكم? إظهار. Repeat now. فمن يعمل
مثقال ذرة خيرا يره.
جميل. You overcorrected. So you did إظهار, good إظهار, but you overcorrected because I didn't hear any غنة there. So what you did is ذرة خيرا. ذرة. It's ذرة.
خيرا يره.
الله يفتح عليك. Very good, very good. One of the sisters there, inshallah, Ajara, last one. This one here, again. فمن, I repeat. Not ذرة. Don't lengthen it that much. ذرة خير. ذرة. فمن خيرا يره.
I can't see.
You can see it. I know. And it's I thought والله I corrected it, but خير إن شاء الله. أخذت تفضل. طيب فامتحنون. تفضل. بس if you're gonna stop it becomes a سكون. ما شاء الله جميل. آخر واحد. ما شاء الله جميل. Very good. Any questions on this? We're okay? Very good. ما شاء الله. بسم الله. Oh no, what happened? No, it's working. I can see it here. Oh, Bismillah. Oh, don't touch it. Don't move. طيب. I'm sorry. Oh, the second level of ghunna is a ghunna that deals with ikhfa, according to this here. Okay, the second level. So it's either the second or the third if we were dividing the first portion into two. So this becomes the third. So the ikhfa that you see here then will give us a level of ghunna. So we're talking about this one here. So this one here is which one? The highest, because it's a noon with a shadda. But this one here is ikhfa, right? So these two here, they wouldn't be the same. They wouldn't be the same. So we will say here, innal insana. Innal insana. Okay? So there is ghunna here, but it's not going to be as strong. So the test for it is once you close, there will be a change of voice, but it wouldn't disappear completely. Innal insana. Okay? La fi khusr. Or here, for example, with the ikhfa. So all sorts of ikhfa. So in this case, it's ikhfa shafawi. ترميهم بحجارة. Okay? ترميهم بحجارة. Okay? And again here, we see it here. من سجيل. So all these different ikhfa that you're seeing here, whether it's ikhfa shafawi or ikhfa with the noon, then we're going to observe that we have a ghunna. Okay? The third level that we're talking about here is when we have izhar. And that's kind of what we tried to emphasize earlier, but now you see it where it fits in terms of the levels. So there is also ghunna that is established here. So we have a noon sakina followed by a hamza. Hamza in ha, ayn al ha, ghain al kha. So it's going to be one of those, it's going to be izhar. So, but we're not going to say min ay. We're going to have to put a ghunna, not as strong as ikhfa, not as strong as yanmu, not as strong as noon and mim with a shadda, but there will be a ghunna still. Min ay, min ay, min ay. So a very short one, if you will, that you have to put. Min ay. And then notice here, tanween followed by a kha. So this will also cause, there is izhar here. Min ay shay'in khalaqah. Okay, so we're going to have this here, the izhar, but we will have a ghunna that is kind of clear, inshallah. So somebody on this one here, because this is a good one to actually test. Saad?
Min ay shay'in khalaqah.
لا معلش, I heard kind of إخفاء here. هي المفروض إظهار. طيب, did you notice that this one was a little bit shorter than this? Right? Repeat if you will.
من أي شيء خلقه.
That's better. But الآن what I want is these two to be of the same length. النون هذه والتنوين هذه.
من أي شيء خلقه.
الله يفتح عليكي. بس don't forget الغنة وضحيها شوية. من أي شيء خلقه.
من أي شيء خلقه.
الله يفتح عليكي. In fact, يعني maybe you guys did not notice, I saw her nose kind of coming, which means that there is a ghunna. That's good. That's good. That's good. Very good. Which was the ringing kind of thing. You almost observe it when it's that strong. Hotsara, you want to try this one? MashaAllah. Very good. As far as at least the ghunna portion was very, very good. طيب, now that we get these, so let's compare. So somebody, inshallah, إن الإنسان لفي خسر. Usama. I want you the ghunna from the nose. معلش. You see, they sound the same, which shouldn't be the case. MashaAllah, the ikhfa here was very, very good. Very, very good, the ikhfa. But this, you got to work on putting the whole outlet to be the nose. أيوة, better, MashaAllah. إن الإنسان. أيوة, MashaAllah. MashaAllah. That was very, very good, MashaAllah. طيب, ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل. Faraj, you want to try this?
ترميهم بحجارة
بحي.
بحجارة من سجيل.
MashaAllah. You see the length that you had here and the ikhfa here were not the same length. They need to be the same. Repeat if you will. ترميهم. ترميهم. If you're gonna close, yeah. MashaAllah. You see all these three should be of the same length, which you did the very last one. MashaAllah, very good. طيب, somebody want to practice before we move on? طيب, this one here, I need somebody to practice to do this one. Uthman, let me hear you on this one. من أي شيء خلقه.
من أي شيء خلقه.
Okay.
من أي شيء خلقه.
طيب, now correct again.
من أي شيء خلقه.
MashaAllah, that was much better. Very good. Much better. أخت Sarah, you want to try this one again? MashaAllah. أخت جيلان. معلش. This is tanween followed by a kha. There should be إظهار, not إخفاء. طيب, the way you did the noon here should be the same way you do the tanween. So you will have to say من أي شيء خلقه. You see, what you're doing, Akhad Jilan, is you're doing shay'in. Don't do shay'in, not that long. Shay'in. In is enough. Don't make it in. Repeat if you will. There you go. MashaAllah. Akhi Hussam, if you will.
من أي شيء خلقه.
Again.
من أي شيء خلقه.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah, the ikhfa are good. We're going to have to talk about some of these ikhfa at another time. The tafkhim and tarqiq, inshallah. But somebody, inshallah. وَأَرْسَلَ عَلَيْهِمْ طَيْرًا أَبَابِيلَ. Volunteer. Volunteer 1. Volunteer 2. طيب, inshallah. Fadi.
وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل.
Jamil, but I want this a little bit more, the ghunna portion to it.
وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل.
ما شاء الله عليك, الله يفتح عليك إن شاء الله. عثمان.
وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل.
Allah. Repeat. The hukm, okay. So what is the hukm here? Meme. Meme is either, if it's not followed by a ba or not followed by a meme, it's going to be idhar. So all 26 letters, so other than the ba and the meme, so if these are not a ba or a meme, this should be idhar. So وَأَرْسَلَ عَلَيْهِمْ, him, not him, him, and you stop there. Okay, that's one. We're good on that? And then what's the one here? This is tanween followed by a hamza. So طَيْرٌ, also idhar. So عليهم and then طيرا. فربيت الآن معاه.
وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل.
الله يفتح عليك. جميل. بس حط شوية غنة كده, flavor of غنة in it, if you will. Okay. Go.
وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل.
حلو. طب هنا في غنة. This one did not have غنة.
وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل.
Thank you. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay. طارق.
وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل.
ما شاء الله عليك. Very good. Very good. Any question? We're okay? تفضل.
وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل.
ما شاء الله. واللي قبلها؟
من أي شيء خلقه.
ما شاء الله. جميل جميل. Very very good. سعاد.
وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل.
ठीक है. Very good. ما شاء الله. The very last one is the incomplete غنة. Okay. The actually, yeah, it's supposed to be number 4, right? This is the no. Subhanallah. Oh, the most incomplete غنة, a duplication. The most incomplete غنة. And this one here is very subtle. This one is just as Sheikh Ayman actually says, is just barely touching it. This is when there is actually a haraka on the meme or the noon. So when there is a vowel, you barely actually would do a ghunna, barely, but there will be. So for example, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us tells us the word Bismillah, it's a meme. It's not a sukoon, it's not a shadda, so it's just a meme, but it's a haraka on it. So there will be just a touch, because the fact that it's a meme and a noon, the fact that there is a meme and a noon, there's always a ghunna. The meme and the noon always comes with a ghunna. But the fact that there is a haraka on it here will make it very, very quick. Okay, so bismil, mil. You see that just very small little thing. Bismil. Okay, bismil. And the way you do this again is this. Bismil. That small portion here would make it has to come from the nose. Bismillah, Bismillah. And subhanallah, well, you practice this, you would actually notice that there is a small ghunna portion to it. When you do a lot of emphasis on this, you will know there is a very small ghunna portion to it. Bismillah. Okay, like here on this one here, you would almost feel that it doesn't exist, but Maliki. You don't want to say just Maliki. You see the difference? You don't want to say Maliki, just the lips. But you want to put a little bit of one. Maliki. Maliki. Do you see the difference? Maliki as opposed to Maliki. Maliki. Maliki is just lips. Maliki. Maliki. Do you see that difference? Just a very small thing that you add in there. Similar to the kasra here. Yawmiddin. Yawmid. Okay? Very small here. This is the lowest level. So you notice, even though in general, when we talked about the makhraj, the articulation point of meme and noon, we said that there will be a ghunna. But of course, with different conditions, now we know all these different gray areas and the details. Now we know that those ghunna, that in general we said that a meme and a noon always will come with a ghunna. Now we know that they're not all of the same level of ghunna. There are degrees of ghunna that they actually come. And so either you divide it into 4 or 5 categories. In either case, there will be different levels that we have to be watching for. This here is very, as the scholars say, the scholars of Tajweed say, this is only for the very advanced Qurra, that they actually pay a lot of attention to this. So even when being evaluated, it's very difficult to catch this. But it's not about evaluation, you see, and this is where, inshallah, the whole message of this, beyond the science that we're trying to learn here. It's not about somebody else evaluating me and saying my qira'ah is right. It's about me reciting how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it to Jibreel, and how Jibreel gave it to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And then from there it came to us. When this was recited, it was recited with these ghunan in their appropriate levels. And that's what we want to capture. So whether I'm by myself reciting, I'm driving and I'm reciting, or I'm, as subhanAllah, sometimes some of the sisters that they even sometimes I see them driving, and mashallah, without mentioning names, some of the I know that they're reciting Quran in the car, because they're like, and it's beautiful to see that. They're by mashallah, the sister, at least one of them I know, I've seen her, she's in the car by herself, nobody is watching, and yet putting all that effort to properly recite the Quran in the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes. That, subhanallah, is a lot of sincerity there. Not just because somebody is going to evaluate me or listen to me or so, but that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be pleased in the way I recite, inshallah. Any questions with these? Any questions? For me, when I listen to you, I'll probably even miss some of these when I just listening to you. But the other levels, the highest level or so, will be able to capture, because that should be very clear and evident, the strong ghunan in there. طيب. Moving on, inshallah, and I think today we'll stop with ahkam al-lam, inshallah. The rules of lam. The letter lam, we have